also here to make sure I got there. And welcome, one and all, here on the internet and using Zoom here and Facebook Live to bring these presentations to you from the UAG tonight. We got a little bit of a shift in what we were going to play tonight because of just life events for other players, and so we're going to give this offering to the gaming RPG community instead. And it's called the Cave of Frozen Terrors, which is centered up around ULBa in the world of Areawood. For a little bit of background, and we have two Unnamed Adventurers Guild, UAG Guild members that are up investigating this area. And let me show our community that's gracious enough to spend their time the general map where we're at, and that way right over here where you can see, hopefully see the bouncing red ball that's going back and forth, is the area in the map where our adventure will take place tonight. As far as that, now I'll turn it over to our two mighty adventurers that have decided to brave this harrowing situation of rumors of a hag and some strange mist and some undead out and around harassing the small town of ULBa. So we'll go with let's see here. Did we lose Zach?
No, I'm here. I'm just still muted.
Okay. No, I was looking at my screen over here and I didn't notice. I'll go from my top on down on the way I'm seeing it. And Isaac, you can introduce your character and a little bit, short description to get us along the way, and with one tag on how you and Zach's character tied up to come here. Since and I'll go with you since you've already been up in this AO in the gaming world. Go ahead and take it.
All right. Yeah. I'm Isaac. I am playing Eno, a deep gnome who constantly changes what she calls herself, and she carries pretty lightly in the sense of weapons and such. Crossbow, rapier, and some bolts. And normally considers herself something of a scholar of the of stars and astrology and that sort of thing. The reason she's up here is because of this hag, and she's had some experience with hags in the past, a number of them, and managed to get through reasonably well in hopes that her knowledge will be invaluable in dealing with the situation.
All right. And Zach, if you can introduce your character and how you somewhat met with Isaacs, then we'll get along our way.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'll be playing Zarkon, the Starcrossed. Zarkon had been in a rut for many months, just working at the blacksmith where he first met the gnome, and he's actually trying to get back into the swing of things after a emotional turmoil for some time. He's a bard and cleric, became cleric during his emotional turmoil point, and he's just trying to get back into the swing of things. And he heard about this and he heard about the note. He knew about who was planning on going, so he's all the more excited to go.
All right. So it's taken you a little while to travel up from we'll say Illumina to here. It's been somewhat uneventful. It's a little frigid. You come on in and into the town that was familiar to Isaac's character there, Eno. And if there's anything that you want, that you guys may think that you want to do in the town, pick up or like that, we can do that there for you. And you guys are starting off with a full rest.
All right.
Yeah. Just for reference, how tall is your gnome?
Oh, an astounding 3 foot 10 inches tall.
Only 8 inches taller than you, so not that bad.
And let's see here. I'll share the map here.
I forgot to say that I was a hill dwarf.
Fair enough. I actually think is actually slightly tall for most deep gnomes. Deep gnomes are very short.
And this is the town of ULBa right here, as far as that. So our viewing community will know the approximate size and layout and positioning of certain things there that go with that. So
did the town of ULBa hire the Unnamed Adventuring Guild to defeat this hag?
No, they didn't.
Who did?
Well, the stories that you and this other crazy halfling that brought back to the Illumina perked their interest, and it was suggested by Pincus that possibly we, the Unnamed Adventurers Guild, could go ahead and make a positive imprint there and possibly set up another annex in this town/village and increase our reach. And so he asked the both of you to see what you could do to maybe bring that along.
Wonderful. Real quick, before we continue, what kind of information do you need from Zarkon? Like AC, DC, do you need all of that? I don't really remember what you need. Passive perception.
Don't worry about it for this, since we're playing pretty much a real true die-in-the-wool sandbox sort of thing right at the moment. If I need something, I'll ask, and
okay.
Just have it ready.
Okay, then my only follow-up is, how do I tell passive perception?
Passive perception is your wisdom plus what is it? The
D10.
Is it D10? I couldn't remember if it was D8 because I know the spells are D8s. Plus,
so passive perception is basically the average you would roll on a die, which is a D10 plus your perception.
And if you have a feat or any other skill abilities modifiers that would kind of go with that.
And a wisdom modifier too.
Pardon?
Yeah, so perception is modified by wisdom usually, which is what it's referred. What passive is basically referring to is usually your perception is this good.
And at level 8, my proficiency bonus is 3, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Or it might be 4. Probably.
I want to say I think it's 4, but can always double check that.
Yeah, I'll go check that out. Okay, that's all I know.
And whether or not you're on your skills, whether or not you're trained in perception or not. If you're not, it's just
3. It's one more level before you're at 4+4.
okay. Then it would be your 10 plus 3. But if you are trained in perception on your skill side, then the number that you have over there in your skills is what you would add instead of just the flat 3, because that's your wisdom modifier is figured into that.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds fantastic. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty, so I might slow us down a little bit, but
that's all right. We're flexible. We're here to have fun, and that's what we're going to endeavor to try to.
That's right.
Level 9 is 4, so.
But yeah, so if there's anything that you want to do in ULBa before being over across the river, then we can work on that.
Well, so it's my character's intention, and she'll make this clear to Zarkon.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That if we're gonna improve our reputation by going to deal with this hag, first of all, make sure that we don't make an enemy of the people here in town. So just while we're in town, don't do anything. Don't get drunk, take drugs, kick children, whatever it is that you might just think to do on your off time that is stupid. And then she says, and we should talk with whoever's in charge here to let them know. Maybe not people in charge, because they might influence the information, but just like talk with some people in town and let them know, hey, we're the great heroes. We're gonna come in and take care of this hag. No cost to you. We're from the UAG. And then and just kind of do that while we're resting here, and then so that we can really make sure people know what we did, rather than just getting rid of the problem and them going, well, I'm glad that fixed itself. So that's what my character is focusing on doing.
Okay.
Maybe going around to a few different bars before dropping off at the at an inn.
Right. Remember there was only I believe only the one inn/tavern.
Okay, yeah, and if that seems to be like, oh wow, there's no taverns here, it's all, I don't know,
the
horse people. I'm looking for anybody who's out in the streets who might be, dressed nicely, armed and armored. Anybody who would really present themselves as somebody who is other people know.
You'll see some peasants that are out and about, depending on which streets you go down to. If you go down towards the dock area, you'll see the typical longshoremen that are there. You may see the pier master. You will see on your travels through there what would look to be maybe equivalent to maybe landed gentry or merchants of influence. As far as that, you'll see a town guard at this time of the day walking by, just doing a casual check to make sure things are going fine. That you'll see which way you're gonna go, which street.
I think the docks make sense, especially if we cross the river. We're gonna probably want to get a boat anyway. So probably what I'm doing is like, excuse me, guard, I am here to go deal with your hag problem. Can you direct me to the nearest boat so we can get there quickly, easily, and deal with this problem lickety-split? And then from there, by the way, I'm from the UAG. And then from there, go to the boat and be like, hey, I'm looking for the fastest boat because I want to go deal with the hag real quick. I'm from the UAG. Just like the same spiel.
All right. Give me a what would be a persuasion check?
All right.
Or if you're not trained in persuasion, a straight up charisma.
All right.
I have a couple questions. Like,
Okay.
what's your character's name again, Isaac? Sorry.
Oh, Eno. And I actually have it typed up in the message if you want to
Okay.
remind yourself.
Do you think Eno would know about the spell plague disaster?
The spell plague disaster.
I think he's talking about the chaos magic.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Should probably. But. I don't know. Do you ask her during the trip something along those lines?
Yeah, probably would have been before. He probably would have mentioned it because it's like a major thing to him because he caused all that. So.
Okay, well, if you bring it up as like, hey, I might have been involved. She is surprisingly academic about it. Like, you get a sense that she wasn't involved at all, but like she's heard about it, and that's about it.
She's aware of the situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we disembark real quick, is there any way we can go for healing potions, or do you have healing potions,
I have one healing potion.
That's what I was looking to do before we disembark.
Before we leave, that might make sense.
Yeah, let's see.
Is that a fair thing for us to?
Well, yeah, it's always fair for healing. There, let me see here. I want to bring up my annotate again and get my little bouncing.
Does Zarkon have money for healing potion, or is he asking for a gift?
No, Zarkon actually is pretty well off.
Okay.
All right. There's you'll notice that there's a general store shop, so to say, that's over here. That seems to be a large permanent facility.
Oh, perfect. We can tell the general store order that we'd love to purchase some potions so that we can deal with this hag problem. By the way, we're from UAG. Yeah, exactly. Just keep adding in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Tighten those screws. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah, is a basic healing potion available for purchase at the store?
Well, let me see here. They've been tagged a couple times on things. So let's see here. The shopkeep, who's a older, scarred human gentleman, will say, "Well, they're hard to come by here lately, with all the trouble about town and the nights and such. But for the right price, I could probably let go of these. I got 4 left. That's I'd hate to sell them all out, but for the right price, we may be thinking about moving if we can't have a better situation here to keep our means about ourselves."
Okay. I look at Zarkon with this, and I say, "Well, 50 gold pieces is the going rate in Illumina. Are we talking 40 here?"
Well, roll me. Who's doing the haggle?
That sounded like a haggle to me, but I'm totally fine with Zarkon's assistance.
Okay. Well, roll me, then Isaac, roll me percentage and pick either high or low.
Okay. High.
Okay.
I rolled a 27.
Okay. Then, he'll say these are hard to come by. It's the materials and the work that goes into these. I couldn't let him go for any less than 65 gold.
But I look at Zarkon at this point to see if he wants to say anything.
Zarkon will actually probably just give him the 65 gold. He doesn't really care about money, even though being a dwarf.
Whoa! I'm
Yeah,
surprised as a. I'm like,
yeah.
But that's fine. As you do so, I do the same and purchase 1 healing potion from this individual.
Okay.
The other 3.
Oh, you buy the other 3? Okay.
Yeah.
As you were buying the other 3, I kind of put a hand up and say, maybe we should leave him 1 just in case.
Up to him.
He'll take the. If you want the 3, just subtract the gold pieces. 65 gold pieces a piece for each, and for Isaac's character, the 65 for the one that you got, and he'll take that, and because he's serious. You would it's not a hard read on a person, so I'm going to give this. He is pretty well scared to the quick, so when he said he's trying to get enough money to move out of here with his business and such, that
he meant it. Yeah,
he literally meant it, and so he's trying to get every ounce of value from whatever he has here to get
whatever he doesn't feel like he should carry, pretty much
carry or have a wagon that haul or whatever for his situations on getting out. But you'll see beads of sweat. You'll hear the breaking tenor in his voice at times, talking about things. And you went in there talking about being from the UAG and taking care of this problem, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And give me a persuasion check.
I'll give Zarkon advantage if that's allowed.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, okay.
Let's
see here. I got it.
Let's see if I just need to see if I'm. Okay. Just 1, right? No, 2 since it's with advantage.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'm proficient in it as well, so. 10 plus my proficiency 3. And what's the modifier?
Charisma.
Over on from your skills, it would be whatever that be whatever you rolled on your D20 plus your persuasion modifier for your skill.
And it's charisma as well, plus charisma?
Your charisma is added on into that. So if you're doing it on the fly, it would be the D20 plus your charisma plus your proficiency modifier.
Okay, yeah, 16.
Okay. And with that, then when you're done with your conversation and your business, you'll see that his fear has mellowed down just a little bit. Like he's glad that maybe something is starting to be done about it. He'll ask, what is this Unnamed Adventurers Guild? And he's going to say it hush, because maybe our a couple guild masters we have here might be interested. I know they do business outside of ULBa, and they may not. They may be able to work some kind of trade agreement with another guild.
Zarkon kind of just looks at, and just kind of makes a gesture. You're the academic. He kind of just mouths that you're the academic.
Yeah. I say, well, good sir, we are not from around here. We are from Illumina. Would you be willing to point out the location of said guilds? Perhaps the one that you are part of, if you are part of one?
He'll say, well, there's, he'll come and he'll say, well, there's the Harbor Guild that's down there, and we got a Miners Guild. But outside of that, that's about all the guilds our town really have engaged in that can support, the dues for the benefits that they give and such. But there's also the Lord of ULBa. I guess you could call him a guild since he covers down on most commerce and resources around this area with his men and his power, and he'll tell you by street name that to get to the Harbor Guild, you got to go down to the harbor. But the quickest way to do that is go down Park Street and just shoot on over from Park Street, and you'll see like a little park in the center, and there's there's a Merchants Row, or there's you go down the Fisherman's Stretch, but you go straight across from Park Street down over to Fisherman's Stretch, and then you'll end up on Wharf Lane, and you'll see it. It's on your right up there. As far as anybody around there should be able to point you right to the building there for the Harbor Guild, and then the Miners Guild. That's you can get to that. You can get to that if you go on up Wizard's Walk here, and then just take yourself a right turn and go down the run, and that should lead you right on into it. If there's some folks about you, they should be able to point you in the way. If not, every so often you'll see one of the town guards coming on by. I'm sure they'll be more than willing to direct you in the proper direction for those facilities.
I nod and I say, thank you. Those were excellent directions, and I will, I'll thank him for his time and leave him a silver piece for his troubles.
Oh, he'll snatch it up and he'll say, "Thank you, kind lass. Thank you, kind lass. I've never seen a child that's been so accommodating." Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let me do this. And what I will do is, for right now, I'll go ahead and I'll label. There. Oh, that ain't what I wanted. I didn't need to do that. Okay. And come on now.
Maybe you backspace. You hit enter, so it made a paragraph down.
Yeah, I just just trying to get it a little bit tighter without messing things. But right there is that one, and then right over here should be right there. And I do like this aspect on this Zoom. It makes doing some of this really nice and easy for the most part. And yeah, I'll bring that out right there, so we have that there, and boom, right there. So you those are the two locations that you were described to you as far as that. I'll do one more because you've been here before, and
Are we aware that there's a cave involved in this, or is that?
oh yes, yes.
Oh yes, we're tracking down the hag that is layered within this
Yeah,
cave.
in fact, Isaac's character knows exactly where the cave is. He had fun
Running away from it.
there at one time. So,
Oh, so this is not. So Eno knows right where everything's at. Okay.
Well,
Well,
I do.
Hey, at least two.
I know where everything's at. Eno actually was not been here.
Oh, okay.
It was a different character.
oh, was it? I thought it was the same one, but okay. But red bouncing ball. That's why I was going back. That's fine. But it would have been that information would have been discussed and back at the guild with Pincus, and he would have shared aspects of it and
Sure.
like that, and he would have done a bit of.
I mean, yeah, the story would have traveled to some extent.
Yeah,
in
and
the sense that
he would have done a little bit of scrying to get some information via that method to boot. So
pretty good.
that would handle that. Those are the main areas that you know right now.
Yeah. So Eno kind of says, "Well, we either talk with the Lord or we don't. But either way, I think Harbor Guild will want to get a boat, and then if it's getting late, which it probably will be, stay at the Bearded Boar and leave tomorrow morning."
Can you see well in the dark? Zarkon's
Oh
actually.
yeah. Way better than you guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't see well generally, but you guys all suck at seeing in the dark, so that makes me pretty good. That averages out. Standard.
And you would know that there was after dark that there was talk of a strange mist that did strange things.
And yes.
Kind of overhear that.
You would be at least prepared up to that.
Yeah.
Pardon?
It comes in the evening, so we do not want to try to engage with this thing during the day. Or not.
Well,
We
he
do
said it
want to
comes
try
at
to
night.
engage with it during the day, which sucks, but it's necessary.
You said it comes at night and it's already evening, right?
It's right now. It's about 3 o'clock, and by the time that you get done dickering and getting directions from the storekeep and like that. So
Okay.
So what say you?
and it is and it is in the fall. So daylight ends a little sooner
Yeah.
than what you're used to.
Want to get a lantern by any chance, or you think we should just wing it?
Just double check that I don't already have one. It's not a bad idea, especially a covered one.
Yeah.
I can, I can light it without opening it even, so that can be very helpful.
Oh,
Zarkon just like casts a little prestidigitation when she says that.
Yeah, that's the spell.
well, when Zarkon
we find
a little bit of prestidigitation, roll me a percentage dice.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, 1 second. Find it.
You doing this inside the shop, correct?
No, it'd been like when we were walking.
Oh, when you're walking? All right.
Yeah, not like we already left, right?
I guess we were looking for a place to get a lantern.
All right. Then don't worry about about that then. Let's see here.
Okay. Yeah, I figured we were like in the road or something, just make like little sparkles or something while we're walking. Like when she said that she can light it without opening it.
So I'm just going to keep an eye out for a general store as we're walking toward the harbor.
You will not notice one.
Okay. Especially with my -1 perception. I'm sure I missed it. Is that a general store? No, that's the Tanners. Anyway,
Darkon probably would have seen it.
yeah, exactly. And so I guess we head to the harbor first, then.
All right, if you're going to the harbor,
Wait, can I interject?
which way are you going?
Sorry, yeah, what's up?
So as we're leaving, when he suggested the lantern, he would also see if Eno wanted to go to the Miners Guild to maybe see if they had one.
Well,
that's a great idea. That's how miners work. You're correct.
and but
I was not part of the Miners Guild where I'm from, so I didn't do that. But obviously you would know.
But if you
not
want,
because you're a dwarf, but because you're a blacksmith.
But if you wanted to get
We have miners anyways, so
if you wanted to get the hooded lantern at the fair trader, you could have before you went. That's not a major killing.
Oh, there was one at the fair trader. I guess that makes sense too.
Oh, then I guess we'll just turn around once we decide that we
Well,
want.
you could have done that before you left.
Sure, fair enough.
okay.
How much gold was it? Darkon will just pay for it, whatever. It doesn't care.
1 billion gold.
Don't have that much.
He takes
No,
seven,
Not that much.
he takes 7 gold for it.
Okay, he'll give him 8.
Damn, he's smiling happy. He's starting to love the one aspect.
UAG, yeah.
Love the members from the UAG. The only thing is in his merchant mind, he's saying these are easy marks. They don't even haggle.
It's fine, whatever. I'm not joking when
That's
he
so
said
true about adventurers, though. Either they haggle the hell out of everything, or they don't care at all.
I want it for 20.
Yeah.
All right, so you left the fair trader and you're going to the Miners Guild. You said.
Harbor
Well, no,
Guild.
if we have a lamp, we're heading to the harbor.
All right, tell me which way that you're going. All you need to do is either give me a left, up, down, right.
I'd probably go with that little park-looking thing to the left, like straight.
What? Right up over to here?
Yeah, that way, and then like keep going towards the other green plot.
Okay, up this way.
Yeah, that way. That way.
There's the park there.
Yeah.
Which way are you going from there?
Probably straight down.
Straight down this way?
Yeah.
Merchants Row. Yeah, and then maybe take a right as soon as we can, kind of thing.
Yeah, like
Because we can
right
see
there.
the harbor probably from the park.
You can definitely smell the harbor and from the park and along Merchants Row.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely see it. Let me move.
Can we cut through those buildings right there?
Let me move.
Just go down the alleyway,
Well, hold on.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said take a right as soon as possible, but we'll see.
I want to move that over here so on my screen so I can look at it more direct. I guess is trying to get it. So you guys are going down here, so you'd be able to see the water from this direction.
Can we get through there?
Yeah, that's wide enough. It is an alleyway. It's not really a road.
It's not like dark or anything, is it?
Not yet.
Okay. It's just like middle of the day alleyway.
Well, it was 3 o'clock when you left the fair trader, and this walking over there, it's probably about, say, quarter after 3. By the time you're remembering the route and saying, yeah, okay, this looks like it. oh, I can smell that that water and
Hmm.
the fish and like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's cut through the alley.
All right. So you come up here and walking straight there. And what are you going to do when you get here?
Yeah,
I guess
I
we'll
know.
look for it. Right?
You're going to see basically longshoremen, some fishermen. Um, you'll see a rather studious gnome there with a big unfurled scroll writing stuff down with a quill pen, and you'll the smell of the fish and the water boiling and the slapping of oars and sails and such. You'll run into all that when you get there.
Is how what would the population of the city be primarily made of? Humans,
It's
or is it fairly mixed like Lumina?
it's not as mixed as Illumina, but it's largely a fair for the majority human. But you have a good representation of dwarves and rock gnomes that you'll bump on into, a smattering of a hobbit here and there, and or halfling. I shouldn't say hobbit.
So the gnome's definitely not out of place.
No, not at all. But there is some. The humans do pick on the vertically challenged races.
Everybody else, basically.
With the when they address them a lot, there's some that will address them as childs.
Yep.
As
Either way, I will come to this gnome who is at the scroll, and I will say, me and my ally wish to purchase a trip.
a trip.
Yes.
Oh,
A trip to a strange location. We are here to deal with the creature in the caves to the north. And we would like to have a boat set up for us in the morning, and have the UAG set up, the organization we work for, to be in good standing with the Harbor Guild.
well. He'll say, "You catch me at a rough time. Everything's so busy around here, and
Darkon kind of rolls his eyes, but not like super obviously.
he'll say, you looking to purchase, or are you looking to rent, or what? What you want? You want a big ship, a rowboat, or a log with a stick to get you around?
Probably just a small boat. I think a one-way voyage, or
Maybe
then-
a two-way if we want to get back across the river.
So you want personnel to man this to boot, right?
I have no experience with seafaring vessels.
He'll say, and he'll turn back and he'll holler order over at a couple of longshoremen moving some barrels of something. You can't really tell what it is, but it seems to have some weight and girth. And then he'll turn back to you and he'll say, oh, go up to the Harbor Guild. Go up there. They can see what's going on. Right now, I'm busy trying to offload these supplies that our Lord needs for his keep and such. But they can take care of your needs up there, and they'll make sure I know about it so I can have, if there's something to be arranged.
I look at Zarkon, give him a thumbs up, and head to the Harbor Guild.
All right. So you go up there. It's a large building, has a big porch, has where looks like there's a loading dock for a warehouse up along here, where the business building looks to be right on in here, but the warehousing of such seems to be on in around these buildings here. You can surmise that because the bigger doors, the loading dock type of area, and you can see some people moving barrels and bales of material on inside to be stored where they want it to be dry. Would be your common sensible interpretation. And you'll see stairs going on up into it into this to this small door, smaller door than the large supply doors, human size, if they're in front of you.
Quick question.
Yes.
Just do you want to know what magical items I possess, or does that not matter to you?
Right at the moment, it's not mattering. Not unless you're going to go ahead and smite somebody with some crazy thing.
No, I can cast fly on myself once a day.
Okay. Then that's fine. Right at the moment, you're not falling, or you don't want to take up and fly.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing it. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I just have a rod of 10 billion wishes. And that's all. I only have that.
Okay.
That's the only magic I have. No.
We can handle that too.
Oh, good. I wish for more wishes. For no reason. Anyway, I get to the Harbor Guild then, and as we're walking over there, I will say probably to the Sarkon, I think you might be the more amiable between the two of us. You want to handle discussions with these people?
If you want, he's kind of he's that's fine. He's like passive about it.
Okay, fair enough. I say, I guess we'll see when we get in there. Maybe they have a thing for deep gnomes. And I'll enter and attempt to negotiate with them as to fair trade with the UAG.
All right. When you come on in, you'll notice that there seems to be a dwarf barking some orders behind the counter area that's there. You see this Goliath standing there looking about, and you'll see this kind of pale elf looking thing sitting back in an office by herself.
Quick question: do I need to play music in order to cast bardic inspiration?
Well, you can do bardic inspiration either by playing your instrument, if you're reciting a inspiring poem, things along that nature that make sense that you would do. Beating a drum, playing a flute, reciting.
Okay, so it does kind of need to be active, not just passive. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Then I will give assistance, right? What's that called? When she's negotiating. If he knows negotiating.
Oh, the help action or something?
Yeah, that's what he was. So you have advantage.
Yeah, I have jack of all trades too, but persuasion, I'm proficient in persuasion.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good to me. I guess I'll speak to the dwarf who's doing work when he has a moment.
I mean, you'll see that he seems to be pretty busy, and he'll turn his head to you, and he'll holler, "You big dummy, big dummy! Take care of those people. Stop twiddling your thumbs. You ain't chewing on rocks today." And the Goliath will turn slowly and say, "You little puny man, and your mother, I think." You're a little tall for one of those dwarf things that crawl around. How can we help you?
I say, we are looking for passage on a ship to an unusual location there and back, and the organization we represent, the Unnamed Adventuring Guild, run by Pincus in Illumina, wishes
Never heard
to,
of them, he'll say.
I'll say, excellent, because we're here to establish a trade agreement so the Harbor Guild can trade with the adventurers at the UAG, as we call it, down in Illumina.
He'll turn, he'll look over to the office. Ma'am, I think we have something here that you have to deal with. And he'll lick his thumb and put it down onto the table and lean on it. So I think we may have maybe some business here for you to take care of, ma'am. They might be a bit of a con, I don't know. They're talking about some strange organization called the UAG, Unnamed Adventurers Guild, or something like that. And they're inferring that they have some opportunity for us to benefit from. And with that, unless you guys are going to say something in between that, but she'll kind of gracefully get on up quietly.
What race is she?
Well, she looks to be a pale elf.
Is she pretty? Relatively.
Is her hotness level between like a 10 or an 18? No.
It's actually
Tell me what you
D&D
what
stats.
your character wants or likes. I mean, for a dwarf, she wouldn't be all that pretty because she doesn't have a beard.
Yeah.
Not this dwarf.
Not even a 5 o'clock shadow. What is this?
Yeah, and not very ruddy and not very sturdy, but very gracefully moving. As far as
Zarkon is no normal dwarf.
okay, but I'm trying to get the concept across.
Yeah.
Different races kind of look at
Right. I mean, it's up to you. It's just like,
comeliness or beauty is in the eyes of the beholder by their perceptions that they've been brought up.
It's also an anti-magic field in there, so watch out. Anyway. Sorry.
But
She probably looks great for her age. That is the classic for elves. We'll put it that way.
and she does look rather elegant, out of place working in this type of environment. You would think normally you would definitely the deep gnome, the Snurvnivlin, would maybe find more appealing aspects to her than possibly a standard dwarf would.
okay, well, you might notice Zarkon be a little bit more fidgety.
Okay. And she'll come over and say, what type of business do you desire here, little ones?
We have been tasked with Pincus, who is the
Who's this Pincus?
leader, the organizational leader of the Unnamed Adventuring Guild. Operates out of Illumina, but spreads many locations, such as this fair town here. And we take up various jobs, mostly contracts related to criminals, bounty hunting, such things, and monsters that may plague various fair townsfolk. I understand that you might have one or a few of those around here, in particular a crone to the north, and that the harbors here might benefit somewhat from either having our protection or our services, or for having more customers.
Well, there's always rumors from the fishermen and the longshoremen down there. They get into their cups and they tell tales. This is a fine city, no problems here, but we're always interested in doing business with outsiders there, and so you guys are a mercenary group, huh? So
we prefer the term adventurers, but that's some marketing.
More or less. Darkon just says more or less.
And like that. Well, there might be a place that you can make a little bit of bronze here and there, as far as that. The Lord might be interested in some of that of ULBa, but we might contract from time to time on certain things. So, what exactly are you looking for here?
Well, our current job is to take out this monster that has been given some attention, has come to our attention, and in order to do so, we need a fair price for a ship, a boat or ship to take us along the river, so we can do our job and take us back.
Okay, so
beyond that, I guess what I offer you here is, as to the Unnamed Adventuring Guild, is proof of concept, you might say, and a chance to set up a deal with Pincus.
Proof of concept. What a concept, she'll mutter. And she'll say, "Well, what size boat are you looking for? We have about 3 that could pull enough draft that would fit up the river there, and you do know that if my personnel have to stay there with the ship or the boat, that their time is worth money. I still have to pay them."
Oh, for sure. Which is why I suspect a smaller ship would be appropriate, considering there's only 2 of us as well.
Well, we do have a small fisherman's boat that's about 10 foot long that could easily make it up there in good weather.
I turn to Zarkon.
She'll say,
Is that
if you don't mind rowing.
I don't mind rowing per se, but surely you'd want to send at least one of your personnel with us to make sure the boat stays in good condition.
Well, yeah, his or her, his or her time would be considered in there. But if you are thin on means, we can do with that ship or boat we can do without the personnel. That'll be your choice. We know that you've traveled far and probably haven't carried a lot with you as far as that, so you may be hard pressed to have the jingle of all that iron or bronze.
Zarkon doesn't think rowing would be too difficult. So it's kind of like a small dinghy, right?
Well, outside of game, a 10-foot rowboat is what basically, but it does have a portable small sail that you could put up if you desired to.
If we have the skill to do that,
yeah.
Pretty much.
Zarkon, say, I think a rowboat could do well. He's fully confident that he could do it.
Yeah, it seems like my friend here is agreeable to that arrangement. How much would it cost us to rent this boat? Perhaps days or hours, or what sort of time frame and what sort of cost?
Well, for something along that, since you're not taking one of my highly skilled and rather excellent personnel from the guild, I could suffer to have it go for 5 iron pieces a day.
To be paid on return?
Well, we would expect a deposit. We would have good, honest business.
That makes sense. I was a little worried for a moment. You were just giving us one of your good ships for copper, for iron pieces. Hilarious. I say, what sort of deposit are we looking at here?
Well, how many days are we looking at?
I'll look at Zarkon.
How much just to buy the ship?
Well, it is one of my best, and it is a large profit maker for us there, and it's always kept up in the best of shape. We guarantee few leaks with it, and that you would have at least one solid ore and at least a true bow up onto her, and the sail would only have maybe 1 or 2 small tears. So let's see here. Something of that great worth here that brings in so much money, brings us in tons of iron a day.
Less than copper, right?
No, actually, iron's more than copper.
How much is it? Is it like silver?
10 iron pieces, I believe, off the top of my head, equates to 1 silver.
So it kind of took the place for copper.
Let me get my sheet. So I'm not lying to you.
To me, this is a new currency. I've only dealt with copper, silver, and gold previously. So
Well, it's an area with that. It's one of many of the. They're actually it's an iron. The world is set on an iron standard.
oh, okay.
As far as that, let's see, where did I put that?
It's because iron makes weapons, pretty much.
And that and the rarity of the other metals, and iron is semi-rare. As far as that, other like bronze is a little bit more.
The platinum is still the king, right?
No,
No.
adamantium is.
Oh, right. They make adamantium coins.
Yes.
If you're rich.
Where did I heck did I put that? There. I'm not going to waste a lot of time. I'll just pop it on up. Yeah, and they'll say that their exchange rate is 10 iron pieces to 1 silver.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, I should have that in there. So, yeah, the exchange rates, I do believe in the players, the guild's players guide.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
I'm pretty sure I put it in there because it is different from the standard coinage of the player's handbook.
Oh, that's fine. So,
How much did she say for the boat then?
hasn't said yet. I interrupted her.
Hasn't said.
Five iron per day as far as rental, and she was.
Would you have a sense of what the conversion from iron to, say, silver is?
Yeah.
Oh, you said 5 per silver, right? Or was it 10?
10 iron per 1 silver is what I said.
Yeah, that's half a silver
I'm
per day. That's
I'm
okay.
double checking
That's
it.
not bad for rent.
We're talking right now. But go by it. But that's what we'll go with right now is what the town's giving for exchange rate on it.
Okay.
Um,
So while she was going on about like the boat, he'll just be like, make it 2 good oars, and no more questions asked. He just puts down a gold.
A gold to rent it for a day.
Yeah. Well,
2 good oars. She'll say, yeah, I can make sure for this price that you have 2 good oars, and you won't even have a rip in the sail per day.
That sounds fine. We'll bring it back when we can.
Hold up, Zarkon. Oh, look at this lady. And I say, do you normally insult your ships?
Insult them? No, we don't insult them. Salt, we have to wash them down every day because the salt's not the best for the wood.
I see. Fudge. I'll tell you what. If you happen if we happen to find a sailor who's willing to sell us his services and his boat for our needs, will you accept that he gets paid whatever we pay him?
If there's one that's willing to do such, we would accept it, I suppose.
Great. I say, let me discuss with my friend here for a moment.
Okay.
Well, to consider your offers here. And I lead Zarkon out of the building by the hand.
Okay. No problem.
And once we're a few steps away from, elf, a few extra steps away,
Okay.
away from the Harbor Guild house, I say, I think she's trying to either swindle us, kill us, or both.
Kill us?
Yeah.
What gave you that impression?
Yeah, there's only a few holes in the ship. Oh, and let's not send any of our sailors with you to make sure you return it.
Holes are no big deal. I'll just mend them.
I'm not saying that they aren't a big deal. I'm just saying that this person didn't have somebody with mending come by and fix it up front.
Fair point.
I think this person would sabotage the ship that we're going on. And I'm hoping that if we speak to one of the sailors, they at least will come with us, and that will confirm that they're trying to not kill us.
That sounds fair to me.
Oh, I should clarify. If this was a normal situation, I'd have no problem with this, but hags are notoriously known for concealing themselves as other people or hiring people out to kill other people.
Zarkon is incredibly naive.
No. She literally says that in character.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? He says.
Yeah. Last time I dealt with one, I had 110 platinum pieces stolen from me because she hired an assassin's guild to kill me.
110? Wow, you're richer than me.
I'm not anymore. And I've experienced some other ones, and they can shapeshift or turn invisible and a whole bunches of crap. So what I'm saying is that person is suspicious. I don't know why, but I don't like it. I don't like it when I have a person who's selling me a ship telling me there's going to be holes in my ship and that they won't send any of their sailors with us to help us out.
Do they use magic to transform?
Presumably. I mean, probably. I don't know. Actually, that's a good point. Can I roll a check for that?
Give me either Arcana or religion, yeah, or history.
I'll take
Any
Arcana.
of those that where you might picked up where there myths or tales or.
Oh yeah, no, I went to that bard school that is out in Ironwood for a while, so I got a 24 Arcana there.
Okay, and you'll know that there's some that have been known to be able to kind of change their appearance and stuff, and it does seem to be magical, but it's of a different type of magic than what you're used to seeing, like the wizards in Illumina utilize. The power of it, and if you've stumbled across a sorcerer, is more akin somewhat to that.
Okay. So I will say,
Mhm.
they use some sort of magic, but it's not always finger waggling. Sometimes they can just do it easily,
So like,
simply, whenever.
so like a changeling.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could
So
always test
with
her
the
with some iron, but I mean, again, they don't have to. They can also hire people out to get us killed. Like, it's not out of the question, too.
Well, I'll
This is
trust your
just my professional opinion.
I'll trust your judgment.
All right. Well, we'll see if maybe you'll have more luck than I will. So let's just find ourselves a sailor who might be willing to take a few days off from a fishing trip for some money, and instead
Darkon will kind of
take us
whisper while they're walking. What do you think's a fair price? Because he has no idea.
5 copper might have been a fair price per day, if there was no sailor. So I don't know, 2 silver a day. If we're gonna be fair about it and not haggle them down, we might want to start at 4, but
So don't start at a gold piece.
don't start at a gold piece. If he starts haggling up from 5 silver, then we can maybe do something with that. But just start at 4 silver, and he won't, or like 2 silver, and it'll be fine.
Here's the haggling dude.
Yeah, I don't really think we need to haggle. I just don't think we need to pay them like platinum pieces for sitting around in a boat all day.
I guess that's fair too. All right, off we go then.
Okay. So I just follow behind just Sarkon.
Okay. So where are you headed?
Just which way has more docks? Probably to the south, I guess.
Well, as you see, the docks are pretty much the majority of them are straight out in front, right over here. You do see some that are down here, and you from your angle, you could possibly see the one over here.
Yeah, so he'll just kind of go down and be looking around for maybe somebody loading or unloading a ship.
There's a fisherman unloading his catch of the day, and there's a larger ship. The fisherman is down over on this shorter pier, and there's a larger ship that's tied up over here that seems to have more staples and items such as barrels, and you'll see wrapped up baskets of corn and other vegetables. You'll see something that looks like a dried meat, but from facial looks, you right off the top, you wouldn't think you know what it is. You would possibly say it's either some jerky, or it may be some dried fish or something. And that line is what you might think about it.
Darkon will probably go to the fisherman unloading the boat.
Okay. And he'll be taking care of his catch of the day, unloading, and he'll say, "What can I do for you? You want to buy some fish? This is guaranteed fresh."
Potentially, but I have a question for you. How would you be in the business of you renting us your boat and your services to take us up? Is it upriver? Just out of game? Is it upriver?
Yeah. So where you see, this is where ULBa. Well, yeah, I can't show you there. I'd have to flip over that map. Yeah, let me do that. I'll drop this. All right, stop sharing there. And share this one right there. And see, oh, come on, annotate, spotlight. And right over here is ULBa. Here's the ice lake, here's the river. So it sits, even though the dot and the circle's inland there, it's actually sitting kind of like down just below the point. Right there is about where it truly is.
And the water's flowing into the river from the lake, right? Water flowing into the lake from the river right there, right?
Yeah. Up here, this is feeding the ice lake, and its outflow would be up over here, but you haven't really seen that. That's a good distance across there. This is a very large lake.
He says, "What would you need to maybe let us rent your services in your boat just a little upriver for a few days?"
Give me a kind of let's see here. I'd say you can either persuasion, or I'll even let you use possibly performance, depending on how you would do it.
Persuasion would probably be better.
That's up to you. It's your choice.
Okay.
Your barbecue. We'll see if you burn it or cook it.
Okay, 1 second. Let me roll. Is Eno giving me Damn, I need to put my phone into her. Is Eno giving me proficiency or
Advantage?
or is she not paying attention?
No, she's paying attention. I think what she would do is she would I don't think she has any clear way of getting advantage in this situation, so she would just kind of like nod behind you and kind of.
Well, if you want to, as far as try to give advantage, you always have since you're a female, you always have your feminine ways, since this is a.
Yeah. So when I said that she didn't have a way to do that, what I meant is that she has no way that she would attempt to do that. Well, but that is a good point.
Well, what I'm saying is, you could, if you role play it well enough, it could give, explain it and like that. Then it could assist in the.
Yeah. I'm just like the ways that she would do it wouldn't help. So.
Oh, I was wrong. 10 iron does equal 1 copper.
Oh.
But that's all right. Well, it all stands the same. This is that's still a lot of money for this
situation. It doesn't matter. We probably won't take that deal anyway. We don't want to ship with holes. Fuck you. Anyway, no. I'll tell you what. What Eno says is, we're looking to help this poor town out with some problems it's having, and the UAG is here to just assist with any common folk, making sure this town is safer and as safe as it once was.
Okay.
That's our assistance.
And then Zarkon can go ahead and roll with advantage.
Oh, it's better. My original was a 2. This one's an 8. So, 14.
14, huh? And he'll be somewhat hesitant. You'll see it into his eyes and his mannerism and like that. And then he'll kind of choke out. Have you talked to the Harbor Guild as far as that? And there'll be a little bit of a stutter in there, which you would or could take as fear.
I'm nodding immediately and just waiting for Zarkon to answer.
Zarkon would kind of ignore his question and just ask, how much is the fish?
Wow. It was a pretty good haul today. We've done all right by ourselves and our nets. We did rip the one net there. You can have my whole load for 8 iron.
8 iron.
Yes.
He'll take back away and kind of whisper to her, Is it bad to offer him a gold for everything to take us up
into a silver.
All the fish?
Just like up it a little bit. I say, what are you thinking about? What do you think about us buying all your fish?
5 silver, 4 silver?
Yeah, and and a few extra silver just to take us around, maybe where you normally go already.
Well,
maybe a little out of the way.
He'll
tomorrow, not tonight.
He'll ask, and that's what he's going to ask us. When do you want to do this?
I mean, I'm assuming you wake up early.
Well, we try.
Long days working,
We get up at a normal hour there for fishermen. We get up about 4 o'clock in the morning to set out so we can get the prime spots.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So maybe you maybe a little early. Pay you a little to make it worth your time. You drop us off somewhere where we need to go, and later that day we stop by and you can take us the way back, or you could always just or you could give it a different day, right? A few days later, if tomorrow doesn't work for you, right?
You need this up front cash?
Yeah.
He'll be looking around up at the harbor there to see if anybody's seeing him, the harbor master.
Oh, we've already talked with her. She's good with it.
And he'll say, okay, there's still fear in there. He's trying to make this look on the sly, done on the sly.
Right.
So he doesn't have to pay the penalty.
Yeah.
If to say in that aspect.
Yeah. And what I'll do is I'm gonna pay him. I'm gonna pay him 4 silver now.
Okay.
And then I'll say I'll meet here tomorrow at 3 then.
Okay.
Or assuming you get set up, like you can get here earlier. I don't have any problem with that, but we'll meet you here a little early.
It'll all be agreeable, set, solid, like that. You can see that he's sweating. You can't tell whether or not he's sweating from the hard work or from the fear. And as you start to go, if that's what you're doing,
yes.
He'll say, "Don't forget your fish that you bought right here." and it's quite a pile of fish. It fit into like a 55 gallon barrel.
5-gallon barrel. Okay.
55 gallon barrel.
Oh, that makes more sense. 5-gallon barrel. So a little test. Yeah. I said, oh yeah. Here, help me out with this, I guess. I just
Well-
say that to Zarkon.
Zarkon will just go into his bag of holding and he'll pull out gauntlets and he'll put the gauntlets on and just carry it.
I look at you do that and go, why didn't you put the fish in the bag of holding?
I don't want my bag of holding to have a bunch of fish in it.
That makes sense. And then I head over to the inn.
Charles, did you
Maybe we can pay for a night here for some fresh fish from the.
Charles, did you want me to roll for that?
No, you don't.
Because those are gauntlets of ogre strength.
Yep, that's all right.
Bonk. The real problem is that it like keeps spilling over your head because they're not like it's not like a solid object.
They're flopping a little bit, and then there's water and fishy and slime and like
Yeah,
that.
you're gonna need to take a shower for sure. Oh wait, precipitation clean, perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'll see. Maybe I guess that's the last thing before we head off tomorrow, which is see if we can't get room for the night in return for some fish.
Okay. Out of game, do you guys mind if we take like a 5-minute break real quick?
I'm down.
Well, that's fine. I got my dogs are barking upstairs, so maybe my son and my grandkids are back from the fireworks. So I'll go up. I'll see if they are and see what's that, and we'll come back in
See where things are at. Seems
about
good.
5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Good plan.
All right.
Be right back.
Alrighty, back. How's everybody else? All right. Here we go. Yes, indeed. Alrighty. For all you out there on Facebook that are maybe watching, I want to take this period of time and say thank you, and hopefully we're entertaining you to some degree to make it worth your time to put up with our crazy antics. As far as that, when the rest of the crew gets back, we'll see about slaying them and listening to the cries of death.
I just need a few more minutes. My newborn's kind of.
That's fine. I'm not picking on you. I'm just burning up kind of airtime and for those that may be listening like that, so it's not just dead air.
Right. Okay. I should be back in a few minutes still.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. No problem. Too easy. Alrighty. Drop that. There.
I'm back.
All right. We're Zach had to take care of his daughter a little bit. He'll be here in a minute or so, and such. But yep, we'll be kicking these things and getting it. Where'd you go? Damn you! There we are. Getting it working and going.
Do you have a sense if we will be playing like another hour and a half or longer, or
No, not longer than that. I'm gonna try. We've been playing for a bit, and I'm gonna try to get us transitioned outside of what's going on over to at least a
part of the dungeon? Okay. Yeah, sure. I was mostly wondering because like I'm fine with playing longer, but I just wasn't sure how late everybody else wanted to play or didn't want to play. So if it was a lot shorter, you know, I'd have to want to consider, just finish with combat or something.
Yeah, I'd like. I mean, yeah.
Yep. No, I like it.
And RPing it and pretty good, but I'd like to.
It is just vaguely vaguely amusing to me that there's the whole hag situation with this, and there's been at least 3 other sessions where has dealt with hags. In some cases, dealing with them quite readily. In other cases, getting completely wrecked. So it's just a little interesting.
Well, this hag is somewhat one of the ones that you've.
If she's the one that stole my 110 platinum pieces, I'm taking them back. If I find exactly 110 platinum pieces, 71 gold pieces, and 17 copper pieces on her, I'm taking it. It's mine, even if it isn't mine.
But okay, yeah. This she will look somewhat similar. Let's put it that way. I won't say she's exact.
Because I think the other one that I found that this character was with Mistwood, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean,
yeah,
it's not far enough for it to, like, I don't know. Hags are strange creatures. So it could very easily be the case that they're related and they look exactly the same, or they're related and look nothing alike. So
could be sisters.
Yeah.
Could be competitors. Could be part of the same coven or sister coven.
Mm.
Could be.
I've always wondered, like, because one of the whole thing about hags is they have a rule of 3 thing.
Mhm.
So it always made me wonder why hags wouldn't set up coven coalitions. You'd have 3 to a coven, and then there'd be 3 covens.
Well, there's the game I used to play, and I'm going to put it in that way, with CAIUS. The campaign that he ran, we had ongoing hag aspects through it, which were great. He ran them pretty good, and there were, in different areas that we ran, covens, and there was the one matriarch of several covens that
Aunties, I think was what they call them, but
that overlooked them all and ruled them all that we were dealing with at the time.
Yeah.
But there were separate covens, and he worked that really, really well, and it was fun. It's just that when he switched, was out of his flat and didn't have this robust internet and everything and like that we kind of, that's gone back on the that campaign's kind of went back on the burner, and
right.
And if he picks it back up and goes with it, I'll be happy. If not, then I can deal with that. But it was fun. He did a great job, and he is someone that when we talk about hags and just conversating, that I do say he did a great job with hags. He made it fun.
Yeah. I've been trying to run some hags in another game I run.
Yeah.
As one of the main villains is the original hag who ruled the 6th layer of hell. That's like the final boss, right? So hags have come up a few times, but not always as enemies, which is interesting.
Well, they have their things that they're pushing to. All right. So you're at the bearded boar.
Yep.
You're looking to get a room. You're looking to trade fish for a room.
Yep.
And that will not be a problem.
Great.
You'll get that. You'll get a long rest. You won't be no problems through the night. Seems like, unless, and there again, I'm not going to railroad you on that, but that if you do nothing, then that's what it's more or less going to be. If you want to do something during the night hours, then that's something else.
I want to sleep during the night hours.
Okay, I'll count that as doing nothing.
I will also sleep during the night hours doing nothing.
All right. So you'll get to where you want to be time-wise at 3 in the morning. You'll be making your way down to the down to the dock that you made your agreement with, and you'll see that it seems to be a little bit foggy, misty around the docks as far as that. As you're going down, in fact, let me get back to the other stops here since we're there a moment. And let's see here. We'll flop the other piece up. Oop. I should have saved those other indicators, but that's no big deal. Alrighty. you'll be making your way up to the dock from the bearded boar from here. You can go either way that you want to, but the closer you come to the water, the more of the fog and mist that you'll see as far as that. And I'll need your each of you guys' passive perception.
9.
17.
Oh,
The difference is amazing.
yeah. Let me see.
It's like, do you hear that noise? Sorry, what'd you say?
I can't hear you. It's too dark in here.
It's too dark in here.
Let me find the monster info on that.
Oh, great.
I mean, the totally friendly info on that.
Totally NPC info.
As far as that, okay. Okay, that's their pet. Okay, they don't do nothing there, so I'll have to do a quick roll.
Oh, yay.
Okay, that's a there. And you said you got a 17 there?
Yeah, it was 17 passive. I'm doubly
Well,
proficient in perception.
You'll notice something. It seems to be a mist with the mist. There's patches of this mist that doesn't seem to be of the same color
Oh,
as the other mist. The other mist is a grayish white. Some of these patches of the mist are kind of a reddish tint to it. And
based on my perception, would I think that these are lights? Or does it seem unnatural? Is it like an unnatural color? Or like I might be thrown off by colors of something else?
you
want me to roll insight or something?
yeah, go ahead and roll an insight.
Okay. I always have to check my character sheet. I need an actual character sheet. Instead, I have my insight. Okay. 7. And insight is intelligence.
Yep.
10.
All right, you're not sure. But it does seem a little odd.
All right. Well, I'll point it out to Eno. Be like, do you think that looks weird?
Yeah, I guess I'll look over in the direction she's pointing. I assume, do I also see this mist with this red coloration?
You would see the same thing that Zarkon was seeing, that you could point it on out and like that. And if you want to make a roll, you can make either roll, insight or Arcana.
Yeah, I'll take Arcana. Well, I got the best roll I could have, which is a 10 total.
You don't really see or recall anything that would make you think that it's not natural, just that it looks odd or different.
The light's hitting it in a weird way.
Yeah, it's something of that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what we came here for?
There was this mist that was a problem. in ULBa. But I thought the hag would be the source of that. So let's aim to deal with that instead. And hopefully this, whatever this is, might go away.
It appears. I'll give you this much. It appear you would have the sense that it seems to be following you.
Ooh.
Okay. That's a completely different standard than okay.
And let me see. Well, about the time that you hit it, it'd be right here, where you got down close to the water.
Mm-hmm.
Off this way, it seems like it was coming from the north down south on movement.
Let's hide from it then. I want to see if it still follows us if we hide.
Okay.
I say this to Zarkon, and then I
Just in
kind of hide behind a building and see if the mist just keeps going or if it shifts in some weird way.
Tell me where you're hiding. In fact, let me get
So where that red dot is, just make it go left a little bit.
I'm gonna change
I'm imagining I'm just looking around the corner there.
this, and I'll put right about here is where you see the mist.
Oh, okay.
And
then where are we?
You guys will notice it about. Oh, got it. Okay. You see the mist there, and let me get a different thing here. No, come on. Oh, draw. That's what I want. And I'll take and put that. And you guys are about here.
It's up, just like set up for battle.
Yeah.
He'll just say that, should I just cast invisibility on us? And we'll see if it's following us.
Yeah. And then I'll move off a little north, a little into that little alleyway, and see if it decides to turn that direction.
Okay.
And I will try to get a little bit of distance so that if it turns that direction, it's not next to me.
All right. How much distance are you going to put with it?
I don't know how long that alleyway is, but I'm not going to go. If I can avoid
the alleyway is like 30 feet.
I'll go to the other end of the alleyway at like 25.
Okay.
Well, how long does invisibility take to cast?
One action.
One action. It's quick. It's not a spell.
Level spell slot to cast invisibility on both of us, right? Or does regular invisibility cover 2 people or just 1?
1.
Okay, so yeah, use the 3rd level. You cast it on both of us, so we're invisible.
But I definitely want to get out of its obvious line of path so that if it turns to go toward us, it's obvious. So I'm going to head like 20 feet up into this alleyway and see if it just decides to veer my direction or not. And I will I will get my weapon out, my crossbow.
Zarkon will just stand there because he doesn't see her go that way.
Zarkon's going to stand.
Yeah, he'll just stand there. Watch the mist come.
You'll see when the mist gets about here, it looked like it was going back out to the water.
Mm-hmm.
But to the lake, it seems to turned and started up in this general direction.
So it doesn't continue down; it goes back and goes back up north.
Yeah, what it did was let me get a different little tool here.
It went left, then right.
Yeah, it
pretty much.
Well, it was going this way like that, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, it kind of stopped and then started back this way.
Oh, So is it leaving a trail?
Somewhat, it could be perceived somewhat like towards you, but there again, it's would also look like maybe it's going to take a different, possibly could take a different path.
Am I on the left dot? So the two lower dots, was I on the left or the right? Or the up or down?
I'll clear that up for you.
Okay, so I'm sitting there. So he'll kind of step back into the alleyway,
All right.
but just kind of like he'll just slowly step back. So he's not like making much. He's kind of trying to be stealthy about it, I guess. But I'm not going to try to roll for it.
It kind of seems like it's veering towards you.
Now, can you roll a stealth check for me? Because if I don't notice you, I will shoot at it and might hit you. Or you could just move off to the side, I suppose. That's the other option. But
Well, neither of us know where each other are.
that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Never mind.
But you can take a shot if you want.
It's in character. But I am gonna, if I think I hear Zarkon moving into the alleyway.
Give me a perception check.
15.
15. Yeah, you'll hear what would sound like maybe footsteps moving.
Okay, I'm gonna try to
coming toward
move off to the left of the thing, and I'm gonna still ready an action to fire at this cloud. One of my shots at this cloud, but like I'm gonna try to do it in such a way that it's unlikely to hit somebody just walking in the middle of the alleyway.
Okay. And to be honest, at this hour, you're finding it strange that you're not seeing anyone at all.
Because it was 3, yeah, that's true, and that is strange.
How misty is it? Like, how thick is the fog, and is it leaving a trail?
The fog is hanging there. It looks like the tropish London morning day with the somewhat heavy fog, but this reddish looking fog. It doesn't leave a trail, but it just seems.
So it looks like
it's wafting or flying kind of towards you. And the other fog seems to be somewhat steady. It wafts up and down with the slight crash of the water on the beach, and which moves the air somewhat.
So, if it's okay, Zarkon will actually, he will cast Precipitation to make some sparkles back up north the way it came.
Okay, so you're not attacking it. So okay.
Nope.
So there'll be sparkers that go up there. What's our little gnome doing?
I've moved off to the left side of the alleyway, and I'm readying a shot at this mist, hoping that if Zarkon goes into the alleyway, he doesn't veer on that side.
Zarkon's already into the alleyway. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll actually, come here, give me the razor.
Can you zoom in on that map at all?
Say what?
Can you zoom in on that map at all?
Well, we'll see.
There's a little magnifying glass right there.
Yeah. Well, I'm just right there, and we'll say.
Well, I figured I'd kind of need to be near the entrance, but like, because I trying to cast it back up the way it came, so I need to have a line of sight.
Well, you kind of do, because you can see up to about over here.
It's not like a grid map.
Yeah,
where these places down
type of thing. But yeah, let me. Oh,
okay.
Oh, come on out of that. I don't need. Let's put the critter back somewhat. Come on.
Not playing nice.
As far as that, let's see here, and mouse. That's what I need right there, so I can get. I'll have to.
I need to roll for concentration.
Why?
Precipitation is concentration.
No, not precipitation. My visibility is.
Okay, you haven't gotten hit or nothing.
Well, no, but I'm casting another spell. Does that not?
No, if it's not concentration,
Oh, okay. Then no.
and then if it was, your the first concentration spell would drop automatically.
Okay.
But let's see here. I'll clean this up here and get it back to. Come here, there, line. There we go. And we'll get this kind of back here. And we have there. And we have there. Kind of that situation there.
I'm the one that's closer to it, right?
Yes.
I'm right. So what does it do responding to my sparkle?
Nothing. It seems like it's wafting closer to you. And
Ignores it entirely.
I'm gonna attempt to shoot it as soon as I see it.
you can see it. It's
I shoot it.
okay. You become visible.
Yep.
As far as that, and let's see here. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Okay. 23.
Okay, that a hit. Roll up your damage.
Damage is
Boy, I love
8 piercing, and I need it to make a wisdom saving throw.
For what?
I'm using a shadow arrow.
Okay.
It also will take some extra damage.
Well, that's why I'm asking for what? What type of damage?
It's psychic damage.
Psychic. Okay. Okay, wisdom saving throw 18 on the dice. Let's see if it has a wisdom modifier. Okay, 19.
19.
Yeah, is the wisdom.
That definitely saves, yeah. So it takes 8 psychic damage, and that is all. The damage from the arrow is magical though, because it is a magical arrow.
I'm glad you told me that because I was taking it for damage resistance, so that's good. Alrighty, and let's see. Okay, yeah. And you become visible. Are you doing anything with Archon?
No, I'm just gonna I'll wait, I guess.
Yeah, you see me appear and I fire at it, and I go, I can't tell if it's alive or not. I definitely hit it though.
Well, let's see here. All right, and it's
Yeah, Zarkon does nothing. It does nothing. He remains invisible.
it comes and Zarkon. It come here, you stupid little thing. It comes and it kind of settles upon you, moves up, and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, nice. Let me see what my con bonus is. $18.
Okay, you succeed.
Do I feel any effects trying to take me over, or is it just kind of?
No, it seemed like it was a normal movement. It moved 30 feet to get up to you and on you. moving in your direction. And right, let's see. Do you take anything else? Okay. Take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Just for being in it.
Yep.
Okay.
At least you saved. It didn't mess with your max hit points.
5 points off the health, and then
And we'll go ahead and roll initiative, so I know which one of you two will go first, because I'll have this go last.
okay, give me 1 second. I'm actually outside at the moment. I'm just picking some grass for my guinea pigs real quick.
Okay, no problem.
The power of mobile.
We're not going to beat you up. We may kill your character, but we won't beat you up.
Yeah. I mean, he grows guinea pigs, which honestly I've had a lot of difficulty growing. The fertilizer for guinea pigs is incredibly difficult.
I don't know. I think they're tasty.
Well, oh no, I was saying they're very delicious. I was just saying, I suck at growing plants, so.
I'm just picking wild grass, and they love it. It's their favorite thing in the world. You'll hear them squeaking here in a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
They do that anytime I walk through my front door. It's awful. Shut up, you little monsters. Here. Be happy. We're gonna piece of paper real quick.
And the other thing that you, Zarkon, would notice is that once that mist was on you, that cloud, fog, whatever you want to compare it to, and you took damage, it seemed like the red got a little brighter.
I need to roll concentration for my visibility, right?
Yeah.
What do I need?
Just roll a d20, and right now it's just DC 10 or above to hold it.
Okay, I got 12 on the dice, so that's fine.
Okay. Then you're still invisible.
Isaac, did you roll your initiative already?
And Zarkon, all right, what's your guys' initiatives?
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
I have a 19 initiative.
Ooh. So what are all the bonuses to initiative? Doesn't Jack of all trades give me a bonus to initiative?
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Half your proficiency rounded down plus dex.
Okay, so roll plus proficiency plus dex plus Jack of all trades. So my proficiency 18, my dex is 20, and what does Jack of all trades give me? 1 or 2?
1, I believe.
21.
You go first.
Be cat. So obviously I can see where is. How far back is he from me?
He's this. Who? How far back is who from you?
How far back is Eno from me?
Oh, he's probably about 20 feet, more or less.
Darkon will go all 30. Wait, is my movement speed 30? I can't. No, it's not. My movement speed 25. Yeah. What's the normal movement speed of a dwarf? 25?
25.
Okay, well, Zarkon will move all 25.
And how much farther to across the street? Another close end of the feet.
Well, that if you move to where your partner is, that's 20. 25 would put you. Let me get here. 25 would get you about here. To get
Okay.
all, if you're going all the way over to here, you're talking about another 35 feet, we'll say.
Okay, so my speed's 25 as a dwarf.
Yep.
Okay. So I will use my movement and my action. So I can use my action to move, right?
Yeah, you're doing basically what you're doing is a dash.
Yeah, so I'll do all that. But as I pass Eno, I'll be like, fall back, get it in the open, and then I'll just keep running past.
All right, let's see here. We'll get you taken care of. Oop, got the wrong guy. And we'll put you as you put you about here, more or less, and get the arrow. And this thing is right there. So there you go. That's your move and everything. Your free action, the hollering to Eno, and Eno, what are you doing?
Okay, so I hear him say that.
Yep.
And I feel so happy. The character is so happy. She responds by saying, she says, I'll attract his attention. Are we going big AoE or little? Avoid the houses. And she will basically ready an action to constantly keep it 10 feet away from her. So she will use her dash. Basically, she's gonna move a little bit of distance out, kind of around the corner off to the left, heading north up Merchant's Row.
Right.
And then she'll just ready an action that as soon as it gets near to her, she's not going to move her full 25 or full 30. She's just going to move like 10 or something. But as soon as it gets like near her, she's just going to constantly move away from it.
Okay. So we'll say what, about right there, more or less.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be exact. We understand what's going on with it. And all right, on its move, it'll move up to here, which would be about its move, which is 30. And
so I'll just move a little bit away, but
Yep.
Just trying to give him space for his AoE, pretty much, and hopefully attract its attention.
You can definitely tell by this time that it seems to be tracking and following you guys.
Is it tracking Eno or me? Because I'm still invisible.
Your perception would be probably both of you.
Okay. So when it came out, it didn't go towards Eno at all. It just came straight out.
It just came straight out in the general, almost like it. Give me a perception check. It's going to be a fairly high DC, but give me a perception, because this
you got it. No,
have a very doesn't have a really set form because it is a mist. So to tell whether or not which way its head, like a head, is directing its movement is going to be the difficulty here.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay. Why? What did you get? The way you say that is sounding bad.
I rolled a 4. Even with my proficiencies, it's 7 more, so 11. So that's not a high DC.
You think it may be headed towards Eno?
My passive perception is better than my active perception.
Yeah, you're rushed. You're danger.
That's true.
Oh, what? So you're doing that, trying to perceive which way it was going. That takes up your action.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Well, you're using your skill perception.
That's fine.
I thought he readied an action for the other thing, though.
No, I didn't ready anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my rest of my free movement to move. You think that's like a fence right there in front of that building?
In front of what building? This
To
building?
my right. Yeah, that building.
No, it's just the like. Here's the road. There's their lawn, gravel, grass.
I want to stand. So of those 3 buildings to my right, I'm gonna go to the top one and stand right in the middle of it. If I can reach that with 25 feet.
Yeah, you'll be able to. Let's see here. Come on, there, and I'll go here. You're talking about this one right here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you'll be able to get there no problem with, we'll say, 25 feet from where you were.
All right. So I'm going to move 30 feet up, keep along that other side of Merchant's Row.
Okay. Let's see here. You're about 30 feet will keep you right about there. And let me get my eraser. Knock this puppy out. All right. That's all you're doing?
That's my movement. For my action, I'm going to take another shot at this thing.
Okay.
Let me see if I hit. 24.
That hits.
All right. It's going to have to make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it fails.
Woohoo! All right. So it takes 8 points of magical piercing, 7 points of psychic damage, and is yep.
Doing math here, hurting my old head.
Total of 15.
All right, 8 points and then 7 more.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and let's see here.
And because it failed the saving throw,
Yep.
it is unable to see further than 5 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay, that doesn't apply.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but it was worth a try.
Oh,
It does extra psychic damage. That's what matters. Yeah, that's my turn.
all right.
Probably as part of it, I say, over here, you barely pink mist.
All right, I'm gonna, because you're both about the same distance from it.
Charles, I have a quick question about something you said earlier.
Okay, go ahead.
You said the red got a little bit more redder.
Yes.
Am I the only one that can perceive that?
You perceived it. If somebody else wants to look and see, they could have the possibility of doing it. I gave you that perception because you were actually in it.
Okay. Yeah. I just, because I mean, Eno's been staring at it the whole time.
Yeah,
so.
Don't you worry. I've been rolling perception checks and have failed all of them successfully.
But
you failed.
Right, one of you roll a D4. We'll say Isaac, you were 1, 2, and Zach, you'll be 3, 4.
All right, I'll roll it.
You can roll it.
A 2.
Okay,
Perfect.
so it's gonna tells me which direction it's gonna go.
Sorry, Eno.
Yeah.
And Eno decides that was because of her great insult. It's totally offended.
It's staying the 10 feet that you kept it at. It appears to be moving as fast as you're moving.
Okay. And it doesn't dash to catch up or anything like that?
No, it's
like 30 feet was its extent. Cool, excellent, perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not right now. It's not It's not dashing.
When I was damaged by it earlier, how was it literally on top of me?
Yes, you were enveloped by part of it.
Okay, so there's obviously like a core to it. Does it have like a tail or anything when I see it moving towards Eno?
Does it have a what?
Like a trail, or is it just?
Is it causing fog to behind it? Does it have a tail or like a?
Mist behind it, or is it just?
Is it like dripping blood?
No, it's not dripping blood. There's not a
Okay.
trail on the ground to see. It's just that you see this redder blob area wafting along, going over or through the normal fog that was there. But you'll know one thing that both of you would notice is that where the normal fog stayed back up to that four-way, now the only fog that you're really seeing up Merchants Row is this reddish fog or mist.
Okay.
Size, yeah. That's seems to be about 8 foot in general diameter.
Okay.
And it's Zarkon's turn.
Is it my turn? Okay. Give me 1 second. Just looking up a spell. I have more spells than I know to do. Okay, that's not for me. Okay.
I do like this monster, by the way.
What do you mean? It's totally normal mist.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Me too.
This is normal. Yeah, normal everyday mist.
Yeah.
Red.
Well, I have my life drained when I walk into mist. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. Yeah, let's just do some damage. I'll cast just a second level shatter, kind of about 5 feet southeast of it. That'll hit it and avoid everything else.
Okay. You become visible.
It's fine.
Since you're attacking at it, actually attacking at it. Let me see here.
Yeah.
Is it, okay.
Con save. Needs a con save.
Well, I'm trying to see on its immunities between its immunities and
These things aren't immune to thunder damage.
okay. And you said a con save. Actually, you'll be surprised. All right. Constitution on these things. Okay. That's a 10.
It failed.
What's your spell DC?
For my bard, DC is a 14.
Okay, so it failed.
3d8. It takes 13 damage.
Okay, it takes 6 points of damage. It didn't damage it as much as what you thought.
And so would the ground. The ground would also take 13 damage.
Say what?
The ground would also take 13 damage if you want to do that.
Okay. That's fine. It's not on the ground. It don't care about rough terrain.
No, just since it's a 20-foot sphere.
It's 8 foot.
It's a 10
you're talking about this impact on the spell. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot sphere, so
20-foot sphere.
yeah, it's a 10-foot radius.
Okay. Hey, Isaac.
Yeah.
Give me a con save.
Yep.
No, it wouldn't. So
Yeah.
I cast it like 5 feet southeast of
It's
where
it's still 5 feet. It's 10 feet.
but isn't Eno 10 feet from that?
It's 10 feet from Isaac's character. So
Well, right. So I put
even
it
5
south.
foot, it would put your shatter area effect would still encompass them. Is what I'm saying. Now, you want to put it further down, that's fine. I'm good with that. I can be extremely lenient with that.
Well, I'm just trying to make sure
getting you
what
to,
I was
getting you to think
saying came across right. I just thought that he would be safe there
as far as that. So
because that would have been like
what do you
12
want to do?
feet from. Yeah, it's not supposed to hit Isaac.
Okay. All right, that's good.
Make sure that it does hit the store immediately next to us, though. We need to pay them for property damage.
So it's more south than east, I guess.
Okay, but we got the intent. It's
All right.
go on to the Isaac's character.
Inevitably, every time. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna move back along those buildings
Okay.
at about 15 feet.
Okay. And
I have a question.
Kind of like a game question.
yeah, go ahead.
Does shockwave from the thunder cause anything to happen with the fog?
It's not a little bit, but not really. It kind of made it ripple a little bit up and down. Maybe
So-
push back a foot.
It didn't like spread out at all to be able to see like a entity of any form.
No, it kind of stayed fairly congealed.
And just in case my intention isn't clear, because my character's eyeballing this early in the morning, so there's a good chance that they messed it up, like I might have. But she's basically hoping to be closer to the creature than Zarkon is. But hopefully that distance was the right distance for it. So.
Well, the Zarkon didn't move.
Right.
And
she wants to be she wants to be closer to the creature than Zarkon is, but also be as far away as possible.
Okay, about
so I'm clarifying. That's what I'm aiming for.
okay.
Yeah.
About that's about right there. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So then I'm gonna take a shot with my light crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a normal shot this time. No magic. Does a 26 hit?
Hell no. Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's something.
5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. And as your crossbow bolt goes through it, you'll see it kind of like almost like what you would see in pixels floating away into the night or the early morning mist and dissipating and then vanish.
Okay. So what Eno says is, I think attacking it will work. I've got 12 more arrows.
Wait, so is it completely dissipated?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not there anymore, basically.
Oh, it's not there at all.
No, it's not there at all.
Oh. So I say the exact same thing and then go, so I hope we don't have to deal with more of them. That's the only change.
All right. And
Darkon just kind of under his breath mutters, "Fucker."
Whoa. You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Yeah.
It's under his breath. Nobody heard him.
Well, let me roll this perception check. Oh, boy.
15.
Okay. And there we are there. That's the only thing that I don't.
Great.
Doesn't lock the points.
So has all the fog in the town dissipated as well?
No, the fog is still there. And what are you doing now? Basically, you're out of initiative.
Can I still see multicolored?
We need to check up on the sailor who was going to take us.
I mean, the fight didn't last that long.
Yes, but it might have been coming from after killing him. And so I'm going to head over that direction.
Okay.
Fine, Zarkon will just follow.
All right. So you head over that direction to the small one, small wharf. You see the ship. There's a boat. Come on. Okay. You're going to be that way. I got your butt. And you find explorers, adventurers will be right here and right here, respectively. And you'll see the boat there, and the fog hanging up and around it. But you see a form that's there in the boat.
I'll say, "Hail, good sailor. Are you of? Can you speak?" And so I attempt to hail him loudly as I head toward the boat.
Okay. What are you doing, Zarkon?
I'm just following.
Okay. So you get to the boat. You see this figure kind of drooped over the one seat with a oar kind of in between its forearm, armpit, and body. And it looks to be not as fleshy or soft as you remember seeing them earlier in the day.
You've been turned to stone.
Or is he withered?
Can Zarkon investigate?
Yeah, you can investigate. What are you going to do to investigate?
Investigation?
Solid argument.
When I ask that, I mean how?
Sorry.
Stand out there on the dock and look down in the boat? Are you going to get in the boat, touch, feel?
I'm gonna get in the boat and
Taste him, sleep next to him, figure out his family history.
I'll get close to him, and if I think he's not stone,
You definitely could tell he's not stone, but
well then yeah.
how are you?
I'll get on the boat.
Okay, you're on the boat.
Is the boat tied up?
Yes.
I'll get on the boat. I'll
Okay.
investigate.
What are you doing while investigating? How are you investigating? That's
Look and touch probably.
all right. Where are you looking and touching?
His face.
His face. Okay. As you touch his face, looking, you're having a kind of a hard time seeing clearly. You're a little obscured, your view,
Even with dark vision?
because he looks pale, and when you touch him, you feel an icy cold. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it, every damn time.
This one's for herpes, but you know.
This is literally what happened with the spell plague. Curiosity. Just a straight con save?
Yep.
10.
You are frightened. You have a fear. You can RP it the way you want to. You know this is not a natural occurrence for him to be as cold. It would remind you when you, at some point in time, when you were out in the winter and touched ice, being that cold.
Would I know if the fear is magical, or do I think it's just normal?
It's you would kind of in the situation.
What is the source of his fear specifically?
The source is feeling and seeing this individual dead, cold, touching. It's kind of it's not a magical effect.
Okay.
And
Through the meta.
And honestly, if Zarkan was to look at Eno, you would think that she was influenced by the frightened status effect prior to getting onto the ship. She's got her crossbow out and loaded. She's like 5 feet from this guy, like looking at Zarkan like, he's dead, isn't he? Is he moving?
No. Well, he's moving slightly.
Zarkon will reel back and probably fall on his ass.
Oh, okay. He's moving slightly, but you would think that possibly from the waves of the lake rolling and rocking the boat.
Does Eno ask aloud if he's dead?
Say what?
Does Eno ask aloud to Zarkon if he's dead?
Yeah. So she says, "Is he dead? Is he moving?" Those are the two questions in order.
I don't know if he's dead. Probably.
All right. I'm gonna go over to him and kind of roll him over. He's like hanging over the front. I want to use my boot to kind of try to. It's kind of a difficult thing because I'm small, but to like roll his shoulder over and see if I can't like see his face.
You're doing it with your foot. How hard are you kicking?
It's more like I don't think I'm actually just kicking for impact. I'm thinking I'm kind of putting my foot against his shoulder and like slowly pushing.
Okay.
I'm kind of using my weight. I don't know how close the boat is to the dock, so that might not be feasible if it's pretty far away. But
it's tied up to the dock, so it's kind of
pretty close. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll give it a go.
Think of it like if you were on a regular rowboat, 10, 12 feet, tied up to a dock, getting ready to go out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's not bad, but so instead, I'll just I don't want to be near this guy. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to no, fuck it. I'm gonna put my light crossbow away, pull my rapier and shield out, get into the boat, and then just kind of yank him from there. Hopefully my full body weight can just turn him over from inside the boat.
Okay.
But like it takes you a few minutes to like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do this from over here. Let me get my full 6 seconds putting the shield on.
I personally aren't totally clear on what you're doing with the shield and the rapier. Are you
I drew the rapier, strapped the shield to my left arm, or right arm.
You're not actually using those.
I'm not using those to do anything. I'm just like, if he attacks me, I have my shield out and I have a melee weapon drawn.
As you use your body weight to pull him over or push him over, which you'll be able
to trying to roll him in the ship currently. I'll push him over when I decide that I don't want to be near him anymore.
He's pretty stiff, and the oar flop as he rolls over. The end of the oar that was in the water will flop on up, and it's still stuck between his forearm and his armpit and his chest, sticking up in the air. The body is flopped over into the bottom of the boat somewhat. You hear a couple crunches.
Okay. We dead? Yeah, he's dead. Damn it.
Think.
I say normally I would give him good sailor's burial, but Pincus said for us to make it good. You know what? Let's leave this guy on the docks. Help me lift him up here.
Okay. Zarkon will pull his gloves out and put it on. And
Like shakily go over to him.
fine.
The element of fear, if you want it, is gone right now. It's just the initial impact of
Oh man. Okay.
cold and the wilderness. It's not a lasting effect of fear like the spell.
Okay.
Unless you want to role play it in that way.
Yeah. You see my character start to try to lift him, and you think maybe I've gotten a whole leg. And then you hear, I'm just going to add this flavor, and then you hear this crack, and the leg pops off.
Okay.
And I just put that on the dock, and then try to remove him
And
from
the
the boat.
and the amazing thing that you'll see is there's no liquid blood.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Must have been sucked dry. Zarkon kind of says that out loud, and then just
Or
pulls the
frozen
body,
solid, or both.
pulls the body, and just kind of. How far is the dock? Do I have to toss him, or can I just place him on the dock?
I think we
can
can
just
kind of
place
just
them. You're right next to it with the boat. It's tied on.
Yeah.
So I'll just place it on the dock. I
What,
say to
arm,
Ian,
leg.
he had a family.
You gonna break them apart or just roll the body?
Try to put him in one piece.
Okay,
My 6 athletics told me I tore his leg off on accident, though.
that's great. I love it. He is basically freeze dried, is what you got.
Yeah.
With with the touch of flavor, the necrotic, blood sucked condition.
Yeah. And after doing that, I try to clean the boat out with prestidigitation as best I can, just
And
like a few casts, and say, well, we need to go deal with this hag. This is too much. This town has suffered enough.
Zarkon probably don't. Zarkon will try to cast spare the dying on him.
okay,
Just a
It's not a bad idea. Maybe he survived having his leg ripped off. Just morbid humor.
and go ahead and cast the cantrip.
Okay.
And no response.
Okay. He's dead.
I believe you.
Thank you for helping with him being dead.
I'll interpret that as helping him get proper burial as opposed to staying dead or being dead. And then what did you say?
Proper burial.
Yeah.
And
then
from on the dock.
yeah. And then from there I push the boat off. Like
Still time.
Okay.
Do we still have both the oars, or did one fall in the water?
No, you got both the oars. You had to pry the one from the armpit, forearm, and chest of this, but you would probably would have done that to put the body that's kind of in a crouched kind of position, frozen on the dock. I mean, it's stiff. I mean, it's rigor mortis has nothing on this right at the moment. It's so stiff.
Looking at the boat, is there anything that Zarkon would cast mending on to make it better, like holes or?
And not that you notice.
Okay, thing damaging. Okay.
Yeah. So I attempt to direct and assist Zarkon with heading upriver, using my navigation's knowledge.
All right.
Zarkon will just do the rowing with his gloves on.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, there you go.
You'll have no problems going from
Yeah, what probably what happens is like he knows like, yeah, I'll help you with this rowing, and then like literally seconds into rowing, we start going in an exact circle.
Right.
Give me,
Never mind.
give me 2 athletics checks.
Me.
And if
Where's
you're
our
not proficient in athletics, give me 2 straight strength checks.
Is this me or Zarkon?
Whoever's doing the rowing.
We
Sorry.
both are, I guess, at first.
At first, it's both of us, but trust me. I'll tell you what. I'll roll my strength.
I'm
How about 5?
on the first one, then give me both. That way I can tell if you do spin like a top.
We do. I got a 5.
And what did Zarkon get?
Oh, what do we just
You have athletics proficiency or
I just rolled a nat 20.
yeah, you're spinning around in a circle. You just can't get in sync. You're putting more.
I'm literally punching as hard as possible. Ah! No matter how fast I go, you do like 1 row and it's like full circle.
All right, give me.
All right, yeah. That was Zarkon. You do the real roll this time.
So are both of you still rowing, or did
No, no, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Okay, what was the second?
You want me to roll again?
Yeah, well, I just needed to make it so I can manage it mentally.
And 19 plus the gloves.
No, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so you'll be able to fight the current that's coming on down out here as you come on into the mouth of the river, working your way on up, and you'll get to right about here, and you'll find a place to go ahead and where you can beach the boat at the moment, and then let's say we call it there. And,
Seems fair to me.
and we'll come back to this sometime so you guys can finish it out and have fun.
Oh, man.
I'm ready to go all night.
Okay.
Fuck all your shit up. Machine gun, Rambo.
I mean, there's a whole bunch I got in that cave. So you're talking this. If we played it straight through, could probably take another 5-6 hours.
Yeah. But thanks for running, Charles. That was fun.
No problem. I was glad to do it. For a sandbox thing. I'll stop this here on that. And like that, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was worth your time. Hopefully the folks on Facebook that are watching it enjoyed it and was worth their time. So
It was fun to me and funny.
And let's see here.
And thanks for playing, Zach. That was fun.
It was quite fun. Hopefully we can play again.
Well,
I suspect that will happen eventually.
Yeah, I got a couple of these arcs that are out and about. I just we started let me stop the recording here, the live stream, and I'll stop the record.